Hey there, Walter here. My new package came in here, so it is time to open this up for our next installment of the Fanhome Knight Rider build. So I had already checked this out on the internet. It should be a rather easy build today. There isn't that much to actually put together today. Going through this here, we have our circuit board, which I believe this is for the speaker because that's the actual speaker itself. So I think this is just the, and there's all the wires. So I think that's just for the speaker unit itself. And I think this is the housing for the speaker. And then, oh yes, the dreaded tire. At least this is the last one, so I don't have to worry about that. And then this looks like a stabilizer bar. So we'll get that taken care of here. And I do have something I also have to show. I did have to complain a little bit to Fanhome, but I did get my power pack that I had was supposed to receive. It does work. I don't know if you can see the lights on there, but yeah, it does work. It doesn't work too well, but it does work for my cell phones and my tablet and everything else, but it's not a very good charge, but I'm not going to complain about it because the graphics on there are actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and get started with this build. Okay, starting on assembly 39, the dreaded right rear tire. I hate working on these tires. They are always so difficult for me. But like I said before, this is the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this over with. Get all these parts out of here. Now, like I had said on the previous videos, these parts here have the valve stem on here. I'm going to break those off because Kit has self-inflating tires. So I'm going to break those off just because I broke them off by accident on the very first one, and I figured I'm just going to continue to break them off for the rest of them. So I had to start by inserting this into the tire, the wheel into the tire, and then I have to push the other side, the wheel rim in, and I have to line it up, which is the tough part. Not as tough as actually squeezing everything together and hooking it up with the screws. That is the really tough part. Now, if you've seen the other videos, I've had to end up pausing the video so I could end up tightening those up. I always have a problem with these. I think I have it lined up here. These are going to get 3 EM screws. Since these are M screws, that means metal. I have to use my oil. Once I get this little baggie opened up. No, I'm not having much luck today at all. Okay, I ripped the sticker off, so I have to remember that this is EM screws right here. Now let's see if I could get this figured out here. This is really, really tough. And I'm not getting anywhere with this, as usual. Okay. I gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong with this. 4 tires, and I can never figure out what I'm doing wrong with this. I actually thought I had it figured out when I worked on the left rear tire. That was on the last assembly. And I guess I didn't get it figured out all the way. And I lost the screw. Oh, there it is. It's underneath the car itself. Okay. This is... Nope, I'm still not getting this. I don't know what I am doing wrong with this thing here, but I just cannot get this lined up here and squeeze into place. I'm not getting any bite either. I'm twisting this around. Maybe it has to go a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just something with the shot. My doctor told me I was going to feel like that. And I took my Trulicity shot on Monday.
I am getting nowhere real fast on this. Well, guess what? I gotta pause this video so I can actually figure this out here. Alright, after a lot of work and definitely a lot of cursing, I did get this hooked together. This was really, really difficult. So it's finally over with now. Thank goodness. This was rough. Yeah, I had to turn that off there. You did not want to hear the language I had. Now I take this peanut butter cup shaped piece here and I hook it up onto the inside. And this gets 3 EM screws. Yeah, that was a really rough chore. I even had to take some Tylenol. I'm getting a headache from it. That's how rough it was. I need to take my glasses off so I can see this here. This is the brake drum. Gotta hook this into place here. Thank goodness that other part was over with. That was so frustrating. Okay, one more screw. was ready to complain to Fan Home about this tire hooking the two halves of the wheel up to it because I could not get it. It was just so frustrating. Okay, now that brake drum is done, when I learn how to talk. Okay, move these out of the way. Now I gotta get the car. I'll set the car on its side, which is alright because it's got two wheels. Set the completed wheel assembly in place here. Alright, it's in place. I need to put this washer in place. This washer will hold the wheel in place. It's in place. All right. Then I hook it up with an OM screw. So I get my screw, dunk it in the oil. There's tension, but I do have movement. And I forgot, there we go, broke off the valve stem. All four tires are in place, except now I have to put the hubcap on.
She said she wanted to make love to that mac and cheese.
So I hook that on there.
That's how good it was.
The hubcap gets 5 AM screws.
Yes.
I will be so happy when this phase is over with. I hate working on these tires. But it is almost done. All that needs done here is 5 AM screws. And I think I put a little bit too much oil on that one. I gotta tell you, this car still impresses me with its size. It is huge.
Really been that long. What? Yeah. There's no reason to fight. Why do we have to fight? We can talk out. And if I need a couple of days, I'll tell you, look, I'm having a bipolar moment. I need a couple of days. I still have those once in a while. But not
Right.
as much as I used to.
Almost done. Just one more AM screw.
It's chilly. That air gets to you, it's cold. Yeah.
Yes! Finally done with these tires. These stupid tires. Ah. Frustrating as they are all done. So now the car sits on all four tires. And for the most part they do move. They do rotate and stuff, but sometimes they need a little bit of effort. So that is stage 39. All right, stage 40. I thought this was a stabilizer bar. This is the anti-roll bar for the suspension. Okay, shows you how much I know about cars. I don't. So, we shall open this up. Looks to me like a bunch of plastic parts. That's what I'm guessing anyway. I'm not sure. I do see some M's screws, so I am not sure. But we will find out here. How do I get this out? Like that. It just pops out. These are all plastic. Okay. Insert the end of one of the anti-roll bar anchor tubes, which is this, into the socket at the end of the anti-roll bar. Now, looking at the instructions here, okay.
That'll be nice.
Okay. Fix it in place with a BP screw. All right. There's a little tab on here, so I didn't know if the tab meant anything, but I don't know if the tab is just a little bit of flash from the plastic, or if it was actually like a molded part. But I don't see anything on the instructions, so I'm guessing it's just a piece of flash. And it looks like on the other piece here, on the other anchor tube, it's smaller. I would say I'm going into uncharted territory with this, but then every part of this car is uncharted territory for me.
Oh, good.
Alright, insert the other end, or the other anchor tube,
Well, that'll help.
and fix that with a BP screw as well. Which I don't have a problem doing. And the cat wanted to run around and play.
Yeah.
Whoops, that popped out. I'll pop that back in. This is tough to grab a hold of. I think I can do it though. I thought this was going to be a pretty easy build today. I must have been wrong. Okay, I think that's pretty good right now. Alright, now I gotta take this I gotta fit the roll bar anchor tubes into the two holes,
Or did you take her off on your own?
which I believe are right here and here. I think.
Oh, okay.
No. Actually, they're right here and here. I was thinking they were here, but they're actually right here. So I was in a completely wrong spot. Okay. So now I have to turn this over, which I will turn it on its side. And looking where those are at, I need to hook up two BP screws, except the roll bar, or the anti-roll bar, just fell off. So let me get one BP screw out here and try to hook this into place. Alright, let me get the orientation of this again. Right here and right here.
Wow.
Man, I wish I had light. The light I have does not work that well unless I open up this curtain. But then the light's coming in the wrong direction. But maybe I can finagle this a little bit. I can see where the hole is at here.
Yeah. What are you having with it?
Okay. Screw this in.
You should have big feet.
I'm cheating a little bit. There.
Come on, you can buy Bush's baked beans. They're good.
Basically cheated a little bit and put the screw in first, and then put the anti-roll bar tube in place. I don't know if that's cheating exactly, but it does work.
With Bush's baked beans.
Now hook up the other side.
I do too.
I think I got the other one too. I think. I don't know, but it's turning. This one is turning, so I don't know if I got it too well. It's really loose, but I might have to cheat a little bit, and I think I know how to cheat. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'll be right back. One way I can cheat is to use needle nose pliers to try to hold this in place here. Make sure these screws tighten up. There we go. I didn't have the screw in all the way. Now I do. Now that is sturdy. It doesn't look it, but it is sturdy. Now I take these brackets here. They're anti-roll brackets, and I hook them in right here. And those are secured with 2 GM screws. And I had closed up my oil, so I need to open that up again. Compared with that tire,
What are you letting her have?
this is really easy. And now that I said it, I probably jinxed it. I have a habit of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Goody, goody, goody.
Yeah.
I said I was going to jinx it, and I did. This screw is not going in. Nope, now I got it. It was the shocks that threw me off. The shocks were working. Or not the shocks, the springs. The springs for the car. Get this last bracket in.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, I'm just going to tighten that just a little bit because the other bracket threw me off a little bit. I want to make sure I get this one kind of secured in place. I did. Okay, I got it now. So now I'll tighten those up. This car is getting close to being halfway done. Okay. This part is done here. I don't think I'll need the oil anymore, so I'm going to close that up. And this is stage 40. Alright. Stage 41 is the speaker box. So I'm going to pull all this stuff out here. I have no idea how this works. So, I'm going to get everything ready for this. So, I don't know what these legs are for right here. This is most likely the speaker cover, and I think this is the battery compartment cover. So, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, I go ahead and I turn the chassis over. And I put the battery compartment cover in place. Simple. Turn the chassis over again. And I pop the speaker cover right here in place. That's simple. Now, these are support brackets. I see what these are. These are support brackets. They say they will allow me to continue assembling my CL model more easily. Now, one says front and one says rear. And where they fit on here, I am not sure. I don't know where they fit on here exactly.
Are you shredding the chicken?
Yeah, I don't know where they fit. But yeah, it says it will help more easily. So that is stage 41. Okay, we are on stage 42, which is the wiring for headlights, door switches, and speaker. I thought this was just for the speaker itself. I was wrong. Okay. So let me get all of this stuff out of here. So I don't know what all is included with all this stuff here except a bunch of wires. So this is going to be an interesting build because we're dealing with the actual electronics. So I'm going to start with the back here. We're going to position the circuit board, which I am going to be very careful with. The circuit board will be positioned on the 4 pins, which is where? Oh, right here. On the 4 pins. Except, yes, I have it right. On the 4 pins of the rear section of the chassis, the part with the L cut out must face the right hand side of the chassis. Now they get hooked together with 4 PM screws. I thought I didn't have to use the oil anymore. I do have to use the oil. Awkward. Now let's see if I could do this without spilling the oil, because this is a little bit of a cramped space. Now I want to be careful and not over tighten this because the circuit board is fragile. At least in my opinion it is. So if you're building this with me, I would recommend that you exercise caution with the circuit board and not use a lot of pressure on it. I had too much oil there, so I'm going to use my shirt and dab away some of the oil. I don't know how 3-in-1 oil works with electronics. So it's better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Alright, one more PM screw to use. got a little bit too much oil on that one too. Let's get that oil off. Okay. Next, plug your finger in. Nope, we're not going to do that. Okay, push the plug from the wire of the battery box, which is this, into the socket marked C on the circuit board. Okay, I see it right here. It is really tough to see, but it does say C. Now, I don't know if there's any orientation to this exactly, and I don't think there is. There. Got that. Next is the speaker itself. Here's our speaker, right here. Place the speaker inside the speaker box. Alright. Then push the plug of the speaker wire into the socket marked S on the circuit board. S is...
They give you a turkey and they give you, well, they give you vouchers for turkey or
S is right over here.
right.
So let me get... this one hooked up. It's not coming out. Okay. Place the speaker cover onto the two posts of the speaker box and fix in place with 2 GM screws.
Oh boy.
I figure that would be this right here. But let me move this speaker a little bit first because the wire, come on, the wires are getting in the way of this speaker cover. And I don't want them to do that. I don't want the solder to break. And those get hooked up with 2 GM screws. Okay. I wonder if I'll be able to test this out. I didn't check the instructions all the way yet, so I don't know if I'll be able to test this out. That'd be nice if I could. And I have the batteries in here, so if I could test this out, that would be sweet. Now, I can't test stuff out like the headlights and door switches, because I don't have the headlights or the door switches. I actually don't have the fog lights either. I have no lights except for the scanner. Okay, I don't think I need any more oil for this or the screws, so I can just go ahead and close this up. So I think it's time to hook up more wires. Alright, plug the front scanner wire, which is 42A. Which one is 42A? Did I miss a step? No, I think 42A is actually what they numbered this. I think it's actually this big wire here labeled A. So, okay. So it says, plug the front scanner wire into the socket on the circuit board marked with an A. A is right here. Got it. Leave the other end of the wire free. So this wire goes all the way up to the front for the scanner. Plug the door switch connector, which is 42C. That's a red wire also. No. Yes. I got some LEDs here. Oh. I do have some LEDs. Wow.
Yeah, but she didn't know.
Okay, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Plug the door switch connector C into the socket marked B. So I wonder if that's this B wire. Wait a minute. There is a B wire. There's a few B wires. Which one is it? 42C is this one here that has the connector on it. Plug the door switch connector into the socket marked B. Leave the other end free. So B, where's B at? B is right here. Okay, so these ones are free. So this must separate for the doors right here. Push the plugs on the left door switch wire.
Oh, my Ellie's still here. My Ellie the elephant.
Which is the small one here. Into the end of the door switch connector C that was left free in the previous step. Left door switch wire. I don't know which one is which, so
Oh, yeah.
I am gonna have to guess. They don't give really good directions on this here.
I love that ride.
and right door switch wire, which is this longer one right here.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to go on it, but it was fun.
Alright, so this probably goes like this. I'm guessing like that. Okay. Push the plug on the front light wire. Which is the one that's marked with an R, into the circuit, or into the socket marked R on the circuit board. Leave the other end of the wire free. So, plug this in right there. And then I don't know where this goes. Finally, push the plug of the end of the front light wire into the free end of the front light wire socket. I'm guessing it goes, plugs in right here. There, okay. Plugs in like that. Okay. So now, I suppose I can turn this on and see if they work. I turned it on and nothing's working. Flip the switch here. Yeah, nothing's working. Okay. I wonder if I can test something here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try something here. This is a little experiment, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I'll plug this in and find the battery thing here. Yeah, it's not plugging in at all. I was seeing if the front scanner would light up, and it's not. Which is alright.
What's this called?
But since I've got the front scanner out anyway, oh yeah. Now that is awesome. Of course, it's more awesome with the curtain closed. But yeah, I can't get that to work with the with this plugged in here. It's got to be hooked in somehow with the yeah, it's got to be hooked up somehow with the like some kind of thing with the watch that eventually shows up or something, but yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, thanks for joining me on this video. So, as usual, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and remember to leave all your questions and comments down below, and remember to leave all your questions and comments rated E for everybody. So, until the next time, I'm going to go ahead and say 7-3.